Hey guys, Dark Humility here. You can always catch me at www.twitch.tv/Dark Humility, usually 7 days a week. Today we will be giving an update on the Wind Druid. He is truly a force of nature now. Even better gear than he showed off before for his guide. We already have his guide in the PD2 guide section of my YouTube's, so you can definitely check that out and all the other guides we've made. We have 11 so far for PD2 Season 2 that are all hardcore friendly as well, so you can understand how to make your characters tanky. Anyway, this is our hardcore Project Diablo 2 Season 2 Wind Druid, and this is pretty much as strong as one of these things gets. We have almost 10,000 tornado damage. My screen says 10,000, but I'm kind of rounding up, being a bit generous. It does a ton of damage. It's pretty crazy. 10,000 base damage and 7,000 Twister. 8,000 defense as well, mostly from the Mercenary Defiance and the fact that I'm wearing a lot of high defense gear. And we have 2,000 life with Oak Sage, which is pretty solid. We got our max res, max block. He is a beast for sure. So level 93 as well. We have stacked res. And we have our 99 FCR breakpoint still. We have 26 FHR, and we have 225 Magic Find. A lot more than last time as well. So he has more damage, more Magic Find, and he even has Amp proc as compared to last time as well, with an even stronger weapon. Last time we were using a non-F Reaper's Toll. Now we have an F Reaper's Toll. I bought this bad boy, so yeah, it's pretty good stuff. It's over 36% DR, of course, but yeah, Mercenary, Defiance Mercenary helping out with that. He's got a really good Reaper's Toll, 3 sockets. Ethna does a ton of damage. With this attack speed, plus this attack speed, and this attack speed, and a 30 attack speed, Ghoul Hides, the Mercenary is hitting 145 attack speed. So there's a breakpoint at 142 for a Thresher. This weapon is. So he's attacking as fast as possible, which will allow us to proc the amplify damage as much as possible, which is really key for a Wind. You don't really need damage auras like Might or Fanaticism. Tornado is a casted physical damage ability, so the only thing that's really going to help the damage is the amp. So that's a really, really solid build, even better than we had last time. We just have better stuff overall. We have more attack speed on this sucker because we have better setup, and we also have weapon. Of course, for gear, we also have a lot of stuff you saw in the last video. So in the guide video, there's definitely some similar items. We actually didn't change anything from the main loadout at all. It's all exactly the same. We still have our 5 NATO Delirium, which is doing us a lot of good, and because you don't turn into a doll anymore, it's really awesome. But since last time, one thing that's allowing us to get even more damage than last time is this. Instead of a 2-7 Druid Ami, we now have a 2-18 Druid Ami with about the same res we had on the other. So I crafted this in the last crafting round myself. The corruption isn't too impressive, but it is helping at the poison res, so it means we don't need poison res charms on the bottom. It's pretty insane stuff. This, of course, plus the Iraq that has somewhat bonus FCR means that we can still hit that 90 FCR, hitting 101 total. So the last time we had a 2-7 Ami, now we have a 2-18. That allows us just to use 2 skill rings with MF, so we get a booster MF here. We have another skill ring, of course, the same one we were using last time with life per kill. Of course, we have our 30 FCR train gloves. I think cannot be frozen. So this is a very, very good Wind Druid at this point. There could be a couple of upgrades even from this, though. Still, you could still maybe get like a 4-socketed or a 3-socketed 5/5 horizons maybe. I don't necessarily need all the res. I can put res elsewhere, so maybe like a really good horizons and maybe also a 3 Twister Delirium, which can help in some situations. Tornado is still better in most situations simply because the range of aim isn't like higher screen, which is what Twister does. Tornado tends to be better for hitting the monsters that are actually affected by the amplified damage. But that being said, it could be something. Of course, we still have our full suite of skillers and lifers, and this is helping us at that FR breakpoint. This was our self-found druid torch we showed last time. Crazy stuff. My best torch that I farmed from Ubers this season was right here. 58, 20, 19, 8 light radius, almost 100% perfect. And we still have just a lot of MF, mana, life mana, just a lot of really good stuff that's going to help us have quality. And some extra health as well. We're doing pretty well though. I mean, animals and everything else, he's insanely tanky. He's one of our strongest tanky characters that is very capable of doing chaos. Has one of the fastest chaos clears because of his mobility with Enigma and Gust. And we still have insane amounts of damage and survivability from it. So, without further ado, we'll do 2 demos here. We will show off one map in Chaos to show you guys just how much of a force of nature he has become. With this high of Mercenary damage, though, just not messing around anymore. The Mercenary, when he procs amp, is doing a ton of damage himself, which is why getting an F1 is so huge, along with Fortitude, which is adding to his damage. Because now, with all his attack speed and damage, it's not just my tornadoes anymore. Just a ton of damage. And with amp, plus the battle cry on my CTA, I can break any physical immunity or high physical resistance. So there's never any monsters that will get in our way. Us finding our loot. These monsters here can be very physical resistance if they roll Stone Skin. But as you can see, I can proc Battle Cry if I swap to my CTA real quick. Easy stuff. I feel like this build got a pretty huge buff in Season 2. And when you get this much damage, it gets pretty absurd. I did mention some upgrades. Particularly maybe the Horizons that, at least on hardcore, could get you to like 10 to 11k damage proper. But if you're on softcore, you could hit 11k pretty easy by not using Storm Shield. So this is not a joke of a build at all. In Season 1, I played this build, and I would have said to you that I don't know if I would have recommended it. I wanted to try it anyway, but I don't know if I would have recommended it. But yeah, anyway. Crazy mobility. With Gust at a 0.5 second cooldown. In Enigma, we can also traverse large amounts of area using a combination of teleport from Enigma and Gust. He's really fun to play because he actually has most of his mobility. There's a lot of builds on PD2 that aren't very mobile anymore because you don't have the LOD infinite teleport charges anymore, but if you use Enigma on a character that already has some other type of blink like Gust at low cooldown, or if you use Blood Warp, you can definitely get the mobility going. Also, Sorceress has decent mobility, albeit with a lot worse frames. Hope everyone's having an awesome day today. Anyway, his Chaos clear time is absolutely bonkers. You can pretty much destroy all the elite packs, all the way up to Diablo. Even the elite packs, so if you skip the elite packs, it'd be a lot faster in under 3 minutes. So go farm those primeval souls, hardcore. Because you can do it. Did 100 chaos runs today and found 2 of those bad boys. And 2 war travs, Shaco, all kinds of crazy stuff. 2 lifer skillers. This was 100 chaos runs. This is no joke. All these items were found in just 100 chaos runs. So we did chaos for a few, about, I don't know, 4 to 5 hours today. S Stone Crusher as well. Crazy lifers. Shadow Dancers, which is insanely rare. F Titans. Life res, almost perfect facet. Crafted something, but yeah, pretty crazy stuff, really. I mean, this character really can. Chaos is not to be underestimated if you can farm it insanely fast, and he definitely can. Let's do a map demo, and then I'll see you guys next time. For YouTube, not for you guys Twitch. We'll. All right, here we go. So So, which map should we show off to really show off Ari's come? I don't have any crazy maps like I did in my last guide, but we could do something kind of interesting. I always think he really shines in this map because, I mean, tier 3s, he's really strong. But, especially in Throne of Insanity and River of Blood. But honestly, this map is just such a good demonstration of his power because he has so much mobility. He's able to take advantage of the fact this map has awkward geography. A lot of, like, a lot of platforms and whatnot. And a lot of builds can't really get their damage in very well in here. He really can. Also, the monsters sometimes are spread out, even when it does have high density. This is 160 density, so, you know, this is a pretty good horizons. Tier 1s, it can be difficult to get tier 1s to get this high density without getting some really nasty spawns, so this is pretty good. What's up, Ecstatic? How you doing? X-Tactic. Yeah, he just does not have any struggle in here whatsoever. I can try to roll another declone item here. Nice. Hey Nillis, I made a YouTube video on that actually. It's an LOD, I think. It's an LOD guide. It's called Finding Meth. So if you look at my channel and you type in the search bar finding space MEPH, finding Mephisto, you can learn all about how to find Mephisto effectively. So I actually made a guide on that. I did with random maps. So you can learn how to find Mephisto online. Actually, I think I might even have a command for that. Exclamation finding meth? Maybe. Go left. Well, that is the general idea, but it's a little more complicated than that. We go over all the quirks of the area and what kind of things you might encounter. Yeah, there we go. I actually did make a guide in my channel for that. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Anyway, yeah, he is a monster. As you can see, you know, you can just jump into pretty much anything. You got your animals, you got max block, you got your DR, 36%. I could have more DR, but you have to sacrifice some things. You could have Shaker one, for instance, get more DR, but then you lose damage, so... I like Delirium because it's a simple way to get a 5 NATO helm. You could just get a 5 or 6 NATO helm though, that also works. I found a 5 NATO helm, but it actually is not as good as the Delirium. I did find one though this season. Delirium's just still better. Alright, you gotta be careful about this boss. Recommend not getting right up in her face because she can do so much damage. Definitely a little scary. She does twisters herself, so you see how powerful this character is. Well, just imagine. She's using the same ability. But yeah, this character easily traverses the terrain in this map, and the linear nature of Tornado that hits everything in its path is really good. So I really like this map on this character. Which I mentioned in his guide, of course, but... this is nice. Nice stacked druid. This is very nice. Very, very nice indeed. Very nice. What's up, Nocturnal? How you doing? Very kravi, nice. Yeah, he's a nice doo-doo. But yeah, I can just jump in whatever I want for the most part. Oh, man. See, you know, high rune drops like YouTube, or just good items in general. They do. Ohm rune. Oh my god! That's what you're supposed to say when you find an Ohm rune. Ohm my god. You do. That's a really good rune. See, there you go. That's actually our first GG rune today. That's the only thing Chaos wasn't dropping. So you've even found a couple of decent runes. Normally you find some really high runes in Chaos, but we found so many other insane things in Chaos today. It didn't matter. And now that's one of the things we were missing. A high rune. Get a high rune right off that there, right off the bat. Easy stuff. Oh my god, that's right. So yeah. Yeah, this character will destroy this map like no time flat. Like I said, because the geography is challenging for a lot of abilities that have high spread, this build's actually very good in here. But you can do any of those other maps. Just to show off his 10k-ish tornado power, though. With the Eth Reaper's toll damage on the Mercenary. It's not really a joke, really. So go out and make one. Do it! Softcore or hardcore LEGCs aren't super expensive either, so... take advantage, man. Make a strong character. Do it! Some of this stuff isn't too insane. I guess the FCR items are pretty insane, but, you know... you can definitely settle for, like, 7 to 8k tornado. And then just like take off your skill rings and get more FCR if you don't have crazy FCR items, you know. That being said, the crazy FCR items are a feature, not a bug. This character is also so stacked res-wise that I can handle any kind of negative res maps too. So he's ready for everything then. He is ready for everything. And a Ravenfrost. GG. That's not a good one, though. That's pretty bad. No! Nasty Ravenfrost. Don't let your dreams be memes. So yeah, we're gonna do more maps tonight. The Chaos Power Farm is over. Back to maps. Not even for slamming on Saturday? What do you mean, for, Raven? I don't know, we can slam the Ravenfrost maybe, yeah. I guess. I don't know, though. It might not be that... it might not be good enough. I like to have better things for Slamfest, which is in 2 days! 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It will all start Slamfest 2.2. On hardcore PD2 live server. Really good prizes if you're playing hardcore, if you're playing the game, of course. If not, well, you can get on the leaderboard and show what you're made of. I'm going to be very wasteful here. Drink all the potions. Ladder's Vein. Yeah, I'd say that's not a good one though. At this point in the ladder, it's not a huge deal to be honest. Things like that. Unless you haven't been playing for too long, and then, well, can be. I do have a couple other ones though. Yeah, as you can see, you know, with the amp proc. But look at the Mercenary go, man. Look at that. Look at him go. He's a machine gun. Like, I'm not even gonna do any damage. Watch him go. It's just my Mercenary. So yeah, it's solid, man. Machine gun with an F Reapers. Whew. They're greedy when it comes to drops. Yeah, but you know, you can only pick up so many things or slam so many things, really. I mean, I guess I could have tried to slam it, but I feel like you really want to try items that are maybe a bit more useful for more classes, or items that just have better rolls. Like a better roll would have been nice. Maybe would have kept it. How do you navigate the maggot layer? That's to the right of the entrance tile, unlike the Endurance 3, which is a left entrance tile from the warp. It's right from the entrance in maggot layer. By the way, to the entrance of Endurance 2, it's straight, but from the warp, it's to the west, or a west-facing tile. It's an east-facing tile, or to the right in maggot layer. Could be a backwards map, of course, but yep. No, it's not what I said. He's asking about the maggot layer. You guys excited for some LOD content next week? Getting it. Anyway, yeah, that map gets crushed in no time flat. That's almost like 12 minutes for that map, man. Just he is a platformer. That's what he does, and that map's all about platforms. So yeah, he is a beast. Absolute monster. Thank you for joining us today, Twitch chat and YouTube, for this character update. Remember to check out the PD2 guide section of our YouTube for the guides, including this one, to learn more about how to make the Wind Druid and what areas to play him in and what maps he is strongest in general. But that is it for the Force of Nature Hardcore Wind Druid update. And Dark Humility over and out. You can always catch me at www.twitch.tv/Dark Humility, usually playing Diablo II 7 days. Get it, guys. I'll see you guys later.